So we're going live. Sounds good. All right, so people are joining us. As always, let's wait a few more minutes before we start. All right, yeah, let's wait. Hey, Alex, how are you doing? Hello, everyone. Just let's wait one more minute or so, and then we will proceed with the webinar itself. All right. In the meantime, when we wait, so let us know, as always, where you're from, your city, your country, and let me know also in the chat, in the comments, what TV show or movie you recently watched and enjoyed watching. Because on this weekend I watched Dune, and yeah, pretty awesome movie. Didn't realize that it's so cool. I would say, yeah, epic story. So yeah, let us know where you're from, and yeah, what TV show or movie you enjoyed recently. Let's share. Let's share some pics here. Okay. Hey, how are you doing? Bristol, UK. Okay, cool. Wow. UK, awesome. Snowfall is pretty cool on TV, on Netflix. Snowfall. Oh wow, didn't hear about this one. Just screenshotted it. Yep, just took a picture of it. From India. Watched Manju Mill Boys. Fantastic movie. Wow, cool. Yeah. So yeah, let's share a few more pics. So maybe you will have some fun this weekend. Let's see. Okay, so hi Ivan, how are you doing? All right, so let's get started. Let me start sharing my screen. Entire screen. Boom. Here we go. So, okay, so today we will be talking about 10 sequences every team, every sales team, every like cold outreach team, every BDR team should be running and should have in their sequencing tool and their cold outreach text tool stack, I would say. This is part of Be Ready with Vlad series. It's a webinar series where we connect with you every 2 weeks on Thursday and discuss like practical tool insights on cold outreach, outbound, AI, and so on. So as always, feel free to visit this link, reply.io/webinars. Next week, we will have an awesome webinar with our CMO, Olivia, and Head of Product Marketing, Max, and they will be sharing like 18 proven Gen AI use cases for your B2B organization. They will be sharing things like prompts, use cases, tools, like different AI use cases that can be implemented in your B2B organization to become more effective. So feel free to visit this link, register for the webinar next week, next Thursday, and we will discuss AI in B2B. My name is Vlad, and I'm growth leader here at Reply with SDR's background, 7 years of cold outreach, different ideas. So super happy to share everything I know about cold outreach and outbound, and in this time particularly everything about sequences and cold outreach campaigns. So here's what we will cover today. We will share 10 proven sequences for cold outreach. Our team relies on them almost on daily basis. Then I will share stats for these sequences, so you can maybe like compare them, decide what makes sense for your organization, whether you are inbound heavy organization or outbound heavy organization. It depends. We have sequences for both. As always, insanely useful bonus content. I can't let you go from this webinar without insightful and practical things. So yeah, again, useful content. Then Q&A session. Feel free to ask your question in the chat, and I will go through the chat and we'll try to answer all of them. And in the end, I will share templates for all these 10 sequences, including like emails, follow-ups, templates, everything. So we will share this as a link, so you can just copy and paste and just quick and get started with them, like actually tomorrow or even today. I don't know. It depends on your time zone, right? So yeah, here's what we will cover. We will send you everything, all links, all recordings, everything basically. So let's get started. When it comes to B2B sales, we should like understand that it's a process, right? And there are different stages, bunch of them basically: lead generation, discoveries, and qualification. Then we pitch our product. I don't know, maybe we are demoing our product, or we present our value proposition. Then we handle objections. Then we try to close a deal. Then we follow up. Then we work with the customer, and then a cycle starts again. And you can see here that actually, for every single stage of B2B sales process, we can implement like sequences to be more effective. So there is no need to reach out to every prospect manually. We just can add a prospect to a needed campaign, and then boom, we can automate a bunch of things and be more effective. And the worst part here is that in every stage of our B2B sales process, something can go wrong. Like, for example, when it comes to lead generation, we can fuck up with our, list building. We can add like bunch of things, spam, deliverability. When it comes to discovery, we can, if we rely on inbound, we can be too slow when it comes to lead qualification or demo request forms. We can reach out to prospect in 2 days or an hour, or we can just, everything can actually fall through the cracks, right? So we can be ineffective on every single stage of the process. And sequences, if we implement for every single stage of the process, can help us increase our effectiveness and generate more like demos, more revenue from having the same amount of prospects. So it's super important to understand, visualize it, and basically have sequences, templates, campaigns for every stage of our sales process. So it's important. And we will basically go through every stage, and we will go through sequences for all these stages. So yeah, let's get started with 10 cold outreach sequences. And sequence number 1 is what lots of outbound SDRs, outbound sales team, or smaller startups rely on, because they don't have inbound traffic, they don't have CEO, or it's basically outbound is a very first strategy for them to generate demand, right? So sequence number 1 is high volume, low touch outbound. Here's how it works. Based on the Pareto principle, we know that 80% of efforts will generate 20% of outcome, and 20% of like efforts will generate 80% of outcomes. So as a sales organization, or actually as any organization, what we really need to focus on those 20% of efforts that will generate us 80% of outcome. With high volume, low touch outbound, it's like completely different story. It works like that. We need to spend 20% of our efforts and still generate 20% of outcome. Why? Because as any organization, you have your ideal buyer profiles, buyer personas, you know your ICP, and you know that, right? You have just 20% of customers, that will generate 80% of revenue. But with high volume, low touch outbound, we need to focus on tier 2, tier 3, not the best accounts in our case, and just reach out to them on high scale, high volume. So high volume, low touch outbound sequence will help you with that. Here's how it works. You just need to understand your ideal customer profile, your ideal company profile, ideal buyer profile, then score your accounts based on this rule: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Like tier 1 is just 20% of your customers, 20% of your customer database, and then everything else. So with high volume, low touch outbound, we need to focus on tier 2, tier 3 accounts and automate everything. With this automation, we need just probably 3 to 5 steps in our sequence, non-personalized cold outreach. Maybe with AI, we can automate it, make it a little bit more personalized. But our end goal is just to spend 20% of our time and still get 20% of efforts. Here for us at Reply, here's how it works. It's just the first step of this sequence. Hi, first name, I'm reaching out to because I'm certain you being, let's say, CMO, chief marketing officer, or I don't know, chief operation officer. So we will reach out to non-targeted personas in our case, and we will try to figure out whether or not they are decision makers for us. So we will say something like this: I'm reaching out to you because I'm certain that you being a CEO, you would know more about the current process in place at company for the sales department. Why we have already helped other companies in tech space, such as company 1, company 2. I felt you might be interested in improving your sales effectiveness. Is this something you would be interested in? Again, as you can see, nothing shiny, nothing special, just pretty good copy. No personalization except title, industry, stuff like that. And that's it. And it will work. So the main goal here is to figure out how we can find dozens, hundreds, thousands of prospects and just add them to those high volume, low touch sequences. In our case, this sequence can generate for us like 80% open rate, again, then 8% reply rate, and just 1 or 2% interested rate. But the goal here is to fully automate it. So you don't need to spend lots of time on personalization, list building, list cleaning, data enrichment, stuff like that. So it's a step 1 if you want to get started with cold outreach. And again, it still works for us here at Reply when we use our software to reach out to prospects. And then we can talk about like real outbound sales, like real things. We will talk about how to actually focus on those 20% of accounts that will generate 80% of outcome or MRR revenue. So in this case, we as salespeople, SDRs, founders, marketers should spend like all of our efforts basically here and prepare like list cleaning, data enrichment, personalized based, I don't know, persona, maybe vertical, stuff like that. And we need to focus on just top tier accounts in terms of industry, vertical, job title, personas, ideal persona profile, stuff like that. In our case, here's the template number 1 for this sequence. Hi, I'm reaching out to you because I noticed on your LinkedIn that you're working at company, given your role, and then we personalize emails based on their job title, whether it's SDR, SDR manager, VP of sales, chief revenue officer. So we will personalize our emails based on persona. So given your role as a VP of sales, I assume that like high-level outbound strategy falls in your wheelhouse. What if your SDR team can book more meetings? So if you can automate cold outreach and drive more meetings as a result. If you give us a shot on, let's say, Friday to unpack how other sales team in the tech space, I use and reply, I promise we can part ways if you are not impressed. Either way, I hope you're having a good quarter. So now we spend more time on list cleaning, list building, data enrichment. We use way more sequences because we need to have different sequences based on persona, based on their responsibility, based on their industry. So it's about like targeted, segmented cold outreach. And when it comes to result, it works way better in terms of interest rate and reply rates, because again, we are laser focused on our ACP, in our ideal personas, I would say. So typically we get something between 10 to 20% reply rate. Interest rate is about like 2 to 5, depends on, again, segment, industry, stuff like that. But yeah, I think laser segmented sequences, this is something that every SDR, every sales team should have in their cold outreach tool. So you will have a bunch of sequences based on persona, based on vertical, based on industry, based on their pain points, stuff like that. So you need to segment, target, and adjust your copies, follow-ups based on that. But again, it's it's not that hard as it looks like. When it comes to tech stack, again, you just need 2 tools. Typically, in my case, it's going to be reply, because we can use it for finding emails and adding them to a sequence right away. And we will need sales navigator and their filters to find our ideal customer, like ideal customers based on industry, job title, stuff like that. And when it comes to workflow, it's simple as that. Just use sales navigators and our Chrome extension, and boom, you just can add different contacts to different sequences. Sequence number 3 is trigger-based outreach. As you can see now, we are going from simpler to harder cold outreach process, like from like high volume, low touch. Then we proceed with targeted and segmented cold outreach to our ICPs. And now, as step number 3, we need something for trigger-based cold outreach. It's a next evolution of, I would say, targeted cold outreach, but this one works like this. We look for triggers, signals that can signalize, it can say that a specific account or specific persona is in the market for our solution, our services, our products. And in this case, we need a bunch of tools depending on triggers we want to track. But for example, in this situation, we can use department headcount growth signal or trigger. In my situation, when the sales team rapidly grows, like 50 to 100% per year, it means they're adding way more salespeople, and probably they all need something for cold outreach. And then we can add this trigger as a reason for outreach, and we can be personalized at scale. So there is no need to fake our personalization, right? And here's how it works. We can slightly modify our copies and say something like this. Hey, I noticed, and then we specify this intent-based signal, this signal as a reason for outreach. Hey, I noticed that your company is hiring 10 SDRs, or you're changing your tech provider, or you're raising money. Congrats. Given your role, again, I assume that cold outreach falls in your wheelhouse. Again, I'm not sure if you're in the market, but since similar companies in your industry all use reply for your value proposition, I thought you might be interested in improving your department effectiveness. Open to learning a bit more? As you can see here, we use this trigger as a reason for outreach. Thus, that way we can be personalized at scale and we can be relevant at scale, and there is no need to fake our cold emails. So when it comes to triggers, there are a bunch of them. They are probably different organizations, different companies need their own triggers. They need to figure out it on their own. And for example, we at Reply rely on, let's say, these 8 triggers like post likers on LinkedIn, department growth, website changes, job changers, technographics, hiring intent, startup outreach, dark funnel. And yeah, you need to figure out this on your own. But to make it easier, here's the first piece of bonus content. I actually put together a list of 69 more trigger-based outreach ideas, so you can just give it a try and figure out what's gonna work for you, right? So yeah, we will send this for you. Sequence number 4, it's outbound referral. Here's how it works. Typically, salespeople, SDRs, they're focused on, I don't know, on top level employees like VP, directors, managers, C-level, stuff like that. But then there is a missing opportunity for high volume cold outreach. And we can reach out to entry level employees. For example, in my case, it's gonna be like SDRs, BDRs, account executives, salespeople, account managers, and we have millions of people in these roles, right? And then we can reach out to them, grab some intel about their organization, about their tech stack, about decision makers, and then reach out to those decision makers with some intel behind our previous research, right? So sequence number 4 is high volume outbound referrals, and here's how it works. We reach out to these entry-level employees, and then we say something like this. I was thinking, hi, first name. I was thinking about reaching out to your colleague full name. We specify their colleague's job title. For example, I was thinking about reaching out to John, your SDR manager, but realized that you as SDR are a better point of contact regarding this. Are you responsible for cold outreach at company? I'm asking because Reply automates cold outreach and help SDR teams to continuously hit their numbers. Will you or John find 15 minutes next week to explore it? Otherwise, who should I be reaching out to? In that way, we can build these connections with entry-level employees, and then we can ask about the tech stack, about decision makers, and typically they monitor their inboxes because that's their job, basically, right? So we can expect a way higher open rates and reply rates. And it's good for outbound because that way you can keep your domain reputation healthy in terms of outbound, inbound emails. Here's our use case. We reach out to thousands of SDRs, account executives. Here's our open rate, reply rate, 15 to 20, sometimes even 25% reply rate. Interest rate isn't that high, but again, we want just to grab some intel about their organization in terms of their budgets, decision makers, and tech stack. And if you want to play around with this playbook, there is a link where we described everything from A to Z with all templates, all frameworks, how to implement it at scale. Hope you will enjoy this. Sequence number 5 is warm outbound. Here's how it works. Imagine you reach out to thousands, if not like dozens of thousands of prospects each month, and then you will have some prospects that open your emails, but they never reply back. So here's what you can do here. You can just go to your sales engagement platform or cold outreach tool, then go to your people tab and sort your contacts by number of views, and you will be shocked that you have lots of prospects who view your emails like dozens of times but never reply back. So maybe they're exploring your solution, but it's not the right time. So we can automate this process. We can be transparent here and say something like, "Hey, I saw that you opened my emails I sent a few days ago and wanted to make sure you had all the info you need. How about a short call with you for a quick review of your current sales process? I would love to share some insights on how company's sales team can benefit from using your software, your services, stuff like that." And your results will be pretty decent. And it could be like an additional way to generate a few additional meetings per month. All right, so let me know in the chat what sequences you currently run, what your results. Let's share your knowledge. Let's see what's happening out there, what sequences you have, what generates results. So let's share your results, and I will go to the chat to see what's going on out there. So please share your secrets. What sequences you're currently running? What are results? I don't know. What sequences generate you replies, meetings? Let's see. Ignacio, free trial welcome series sequence. Love it. I love it. It's a good option for lots of SaaS companies. We also at Reply rely on personalized emails rather than marketing automation. That way we can book way more meetings, be more personalized, relevant, and like provide this personal touch. So yeah, love your idea to use probably SDRs or salespeople for your free trial welcome series. It's a great idea. What are your results so far, by the way, just out of curiosity? All right, let's proceed to part 2. So we will go through sequences number 6 to 10. Okay, and sequence number six is meetings no show. So imagine we started our outbound process. We are running our outbound sequences. We're generating interest. We're generating positive replies. We are actually even booking meetings. But then when it comes to outbound, typically our demo or meeting no-show rate is slightly higher in comparison to inbound process. And it's the same with inbound. For example, here at Reply, our meeting no-show rate is approximately, it varies, but it's approximately 15 to 25%, depending on segment, their intent, and so on. But we are losing approximately 20% of all meetings. It's meeting no-shows. So our job here is to win back some of these meetings and reschedule them, rebook them, and actually have that discovery call. So we at Reply are running meeting no-show sequences. It's a 3-step sequence, simple as that, but we can automate it and win back some meetings. Here's template. Hi, first name, my name, I'm Vlad from Reply.io here. I noticed that you booked a demo with us, but you haven't had a chance to connect with one of our experts yet. You must have been busy, so I'm curious, how about having a call later this week? If not, let me know what works best for you. And then we have a few more follow-ups. And when it comes to results, here's a screenshot. Typically, a huge open rate, huge reply rate. Some of them just click on a link and never reply back. But typically, we can generate additional 10 to 15% of meetings from these meeting no-shows. So it's a good option to automate the process with cold outreach and be more effective. Number 6 is MQL's sequence. Here's how it works. For example, let's take an example, this webinar. You as an organization probably rely on MQLs. It's going to be anything like ebooks, content leads, webinars, conferences, guides, checklists, I don't know, maybe even blog subscribers. And then we can automate the process here. So when they download a useful piece of information, probably they are looking for something. They are trying to figure out some things, some stuff. They want to improve something. So we can use these MQLs and reach out to them relying on salespeople. In our case, we will say something like this. Hey, first name, I'm reaching out to you because I noticed that you downloaded, and we specify a name of a PDF or content. So I thought you might be looking for a solution that will help you with cold outreach. While reply automates like outbound as well as help sales hit their numbers, I thought that our platform could potentially be a new option for your SDR team. Where's the chat early next week, and best regards. As simple as that. We're just basically curious here. Okay, hey, I noticed you downloaded this PDF, so maybe you're looking for a solution here, right? So since we help other companies like yours, I thought it's a good option to have a conversation. And when it comes to result, here's a screenshot of one of our content sequences here. Huge open rate, reply rate is also awesome, and typically we can generate 5% interested rate. So yeah, that's how marketing and sales teams can collaborate together, and then you can use your SDRs or just automate the process and be personal here. And you can avoid using marketing automation. Again, you can keep using marketing automation for nurturing, but you can build personal relationships here as well through sales team. And then we go through to the next step of our B2B sales process. And again, we reach out to prospects, we book a meeting, we generate interest, and then we push them to like our sales process. Like it depends on your sales process, but it's going to be like appointment, second appointment, demo, having conversation, then back and forth, then maybe some final decisions and proposal, and close won or close lost. And in this funnel stage, these stages, you can have some issues. For example, you demoed your product, you showed your product, and then nothing happens. So your opportunities are ghosting you, basically. So we can bring back some of these opportunities. I call them ghosting opportunities, and then proceed with next stages. Here's how it works at reply. Here's a sequence for ghosting opportunities. Hi, first name, it's Vlad with reply.io. I'm writing to you because I noticed that you spoke with one of my colleagues some time ago regarding using our product at your company. I'm not sure if your team has already adopted something for cold outreach, but how about a quick walkthrough of how we can help you drive more meetings? Worth exploring in quarter from now this year. Again, we are polite here. we understand that they're evaluating different options. They try our competitors. They have conversation with our competitors. So our idea here is to reach out to them, remind them about our product, and then just reschedule them. Again, here are results: 30% reply rate, from 5 to 10% interested rate. So that's how every month we can generate additional 5 to 10 meetings, as easy as that. So yeah, so definitely your sales team need a sequence for ghosting opportunities. The next one and similar sequence is for closed lost opportunities. So this is a final stage in your sales funnel. Closed lost opportunity in HubSpot, for example, you can use different lost reasons. For example, poor qualification, bad timing, no need, competitor, pricing, disqualified, stuff like that. And then we can use these closed lost reasons and personalize our outbound based on these reasons and be more relevant and targeted here. Here's a template for closed lost opportunities. Hi, first name, it's Vlad from with reply.io. I noticed you spoke with one of my colleagues. Then we specify a name, A's full name, for example, Niche, some time ago regarding using our product at company, and you were interested in ability to. Then we specify something from the call notes or from the closed lost reasons. We just specify that piece of information or piece of text. And then we say, while we have already helped other companies, I felt you might be interested in streamlining your sales process as well. Then no rush, but does it sound like something you would be open to learning more about? And again, it works pretty awesome for us. Huge reply rates, huge interested rate, and we can generate additional, again, it depends on how active we are here, but additional 5 meetings per month as well. And again, then a crazy idea for lots of salespeople, lots of sales organization here, just re-engage leads in your CRM. So just go to your CRM, just filter, I don't know, maybe download the list of all leads in your CRM with just all of them. Of course, exclude your customers, exclude competitors, exclude partners, disqualified leads, etc. But download everything you have, and then just give them a try from time to time. We actually do the same here at Reply every, I would say, 6 to 9 months. And here's a simple template. Here's as simple as that. Hi, first name, how is your day? I noticed that you showed interest in our solution a while back, but you haven't been active recently. I'm reaching out to you to see if you are still considering solution for cold outreach. At company, we specialize, then specify your value proposition, and I would love to discuss how this could specifically benefit you. Would you be open to having a call? And again, easy to implement, high volume, low touch outreach. It will take just a few days to run the whole project, and then you can automate everything, just like from scratch. Here's our results. Typically, huge open rates. Again, lower reply rates because we reach out to every prospect, to every lead in our CRM. Low intent, high intent, hand risers, outbound, stuff like that. So reply rates will be lower here, and interested rate is also lower here. But the benefit here is it can be fully automated. All right. So when it comes to bonus content, I will be sharing everything right now. I will share all materials we discussed on this webinar, including the presentation, and I'm sharing 10 sequences plus templates for even follow-ups. So you can just copy and paste it and start your cold outreach today or tomorrow. Just give me a sec. I will share it in the chat. And here are sequences. Boom, here we go. Now, let me share the screen again. Share screen. All right. So now it's time to ask you your questions. Super happy to answer all your questions about all these sequences, all these ideas. Let me know what maybe you have in your mind. Maybe we can discuss this. Maybe we can help each other in real time. Yeah, super happy to answer your questions. When it comes to useful resources, I also encourage you to visit our website at reply.io/community. That way you can join our Sales Pulse community on Slack, where I'm sharing insanely useful sales content. You won't find elsewhere, just some content for this community. So yeah, feel free to join us. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Here's my QR code. There are a bunch of useful resources. Super happy to chat with you on LinkedIn about cold outreach, AI, no-code prospecting, outbound at scale, personalization at scale. Those are my favorite topics. So yeah, thank you. Let me check the Q&A session. Let me check the chat. All right, so let me check the chat. Anupam says, those are unbelievable stats. Thanks. This is my bread and butter. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, again. So those aren't basically true outbound, like pure cold outbound, but some of these sequences, I call them middle bound, bridge bound, because they are between inbound and outbound. So yeah, reply rates will be higher. Yeah, so that's the option here. But yeah. All right, so sounds like we have no questions so far. All right, then. Thanks for your time. Thanks for these 45 minutes. As always, have a great day, have a great evening, and see you in 2 weeks on the next webinar. Take care. Bye.